everybody, and welcome to this special on the super full Hunter's Moon in the first degree of Aries, and this takes place at 12:27 p.m. and all times are in GMT time. So yeah, and the Sabian symbology for this full moon is a woman has risen out of the ocean and a seal is embracing her. So first I'm going to talk about the astrological, practical, worldly, financial and social collective meanings of this new moon. Then I'm going to dig into the aspects and finish up with the Sabian degrees. So yeah, I'm going to talk all about the full moon. If you've heard this before, if you listen to me regular, then you can skip the next 10 minutes and listen to what I'm saying about the current full moon. So yeah, in astrology, the full moon serves as a powerful symbol of accumulation, endings and also illumination. The moon is at its fullest, it's at its brightest compared to the new moon when we don't see it. So yeah, the full moon represents the peak of energy and the manifestations of intentions that we set in the new moon. So a phase in terms of new moon to full moon is about 28 to 30 days, maybe 31 days sometimes, but not really, it's more like 28 days. So yeah, we set intentions on the new moon, we've worked through them for the 4 weeks, and then at the full moon we evaluate and we let go, or we restart or continue. So the full moon invites us to reflect on our personal journeys, encouraging us to assess the progress that we've made and the lessons that we've made in the past year for some of you, or the past 28 days. So the increased energy of the full moon can bring emotions to the surface that are hidden deep within us. So sometimes we can feel overwhelmed and just really hypersensitive, but this offers us the opportunity to confront and release what no longer serves us. And by embracing this time of release that the full moon brings, we can create a space for new growth and transformation, allowing our true self to fully emerge more fully. Of course, if you listen to me, I work holistically, and I believe that self-refinement, progress and personal development, change, whatever you want to call it, is more like a lifelong thing, rather than we get enlightened or we become healed. We are never healed, we are always healing. And sometimes when we think that we're completely healed, of course some trauma that used to bother us, when we work through it won't bother us or trigger us as much, but we have to allow ourselves that room as human beings to know that sometimes our past may influence our future, so that we can be aware of that and know how to deal with it. So when it is full moon, we can engage in practices that promote introspection, self-reflection, and thus gaining emotional, spiritual and psychological clarity. So journaling our thoughts and feelings can help us process any realizations that come up, and meditation can deepen our connection to our inner wisdom. And rituals such as lighting candles, creating altars or performing release ceremonies can increase our spiritual insight, and this can make it easier for us to align with our higher self. So the full moon encourages us to use the moon's energy not just for personal reflection, but also for setting intentions for your future, and also integrating the lessons of your past while making way for new opportunities. So now I'm going to talk more about the esoteric. So this is the surface level meanings of the full moon energy and the effect it can have on us. So as I said, it's an increased time of full moon, energy, moon energy, and this can lead to us being more sensitive and reflecting on all the endings that we've had in our life so far, or the endings that may be coming up in your life, and it encourages us to tap into our intuition or our deductive reasoning skills or logical rational skills, whatever. Some of us are more intuitive, some of us are more logical, and anyway, it wants us to recognize the patterns and emotions that have been obscured in the shadows or in your psyche that you've buried, because a lot of us bury our trauma, and this is why a lot of us escape into our drug, alcohol, or Netflix and chill, or other addictions that we may do, So the full moon and its light illuminates our inner landscape, so it's inward energy, whereas new moon is all about taking external actions. The full moon is all about going within and then reflecting on what you need to do at the coming new moon. So it wants us to confront truths that we may have been avoiding, and doing this can lead to greater self-respect, awareness, love, forgiveness, and deeper connection with yourself, because I'm a promoter of each person should become their own best friend and love themselves deeply, and this is how we can truly love others. And by acknowledging any feelings of regret, shame, guilt, bitterness, resentment, and all of that, we can use this energy to manifest change within ourselves and growth, and transforming insights into actionable steps, or transforming those insights, if we are thinking about bitterness and regrets, into things we write down or voice note down or record ourselves saying, and we can make a strategic plan on how we can let go of resentment and guilt and shame. And remember, it's a journey, it's not a destination. We can also practice gratitude, and sometimes we can find it hard. We may not have things to be grateful for, but I'm a great believer that we can have at least one thing that we are grateful for, even if it's just the fact that you're breathing. Even sometimes you may not want to be, because I've been there. I know it can be depressed and stuff like that, but trying to focus on a positive can really help us, even though things could be bleak in your reality right now. So whether it be through visualization, affirmations, or releasing old habits and beliefs, the full moon energy gives us a chance for more personal empowerment, love, and renewal. And by creating a ritual to honour our achievements and the lessons learned along the way, it can just help us feel more in sync. And actively using and engaging with the full moon energy not only increases our spiritual well-being and our mental, psychological well-being and physical, and spiritual well-being, it also creates a deeper connection to the rhythms of nature and our own life cycle. So now I'm going to dig into the esoteric, spiritual, deeper meanings of the full moon phase. So again, as I said, it wants us to focus on psychological transformation and emotional and spiritual release, and it can guide us to navigate deeply rooted feelings and subconscious patterns if we're open to it, because of course the full moon happens for everyone and not everyone engages with it. But if you're willing to go within the full moon energy, it really allows us to dig into the realms of our psyche, our hidden fears, our desires, and unresolved issues. And it really is a powerful catalyst for inner work and shadow work. And if you don't know what those are, research, because I'm all about the research, But in short, inner work is all about self-reflection and exploring your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs and behaviours to gain a deeper understanding of yourself. It involves examining your inner world to heal past wounds, improve self-awareness, and create personal growth. Shadow work is a specific aspect of inner work that focuses on uncovering and integrating the unconscious or repressed parts of yourself. So the bits that you buried, maybe when you was younger, your parents or someone said you shouldn't do that, you can't sing or something, you can't dance, and now you have this urging to be a dancer, but because you've been told that you cannot be one, so you can confront with dark aspects and the side of you that are maybe a bit aggressive, and a part of you that may be confident for some of you, because a lot of the time we are told not to, especially in English culture, you know, not to be egotistical, and anything can be egotistical. If you have any form of self-confidence, then you know you're egotistical, sort of thing, you know. So shadow work includes facing your fears, insecurities and traumas and negative traits to embrace your wholeness fully. And by acknowledging and working through your darker aspects, you can achieve great self-acceptance and transformation. And by integrating all aspects of yourself, you become whole, and then you'll be able to navigate the world in a better way. So yeah, full moon energy is all about embracing the duality of light and shadow, because you know, full moon, we see it when the night sky is dark, but then we have this bright light. So it's a visual representation of light and shadow, light and darkness. And as we learn to balance our emotional responses and become more psychologically and spiritually grounded, we can gain wisdom from both our strengths and vulnerabilities, our weaknesses. And you know, by being able to give ourselves space to facilitate this deeper exploration, we can, you know, journal to get in touch with our intuitive self, our higher self, meditate, and this can help us get more emotional clarity. And remember, in meditation, because there's a lot of myths, we don't need to still out all the voices, we just need to give ourselves the space to be mindful, watch the voices, the inner critic that comes out, you know. A lot of people say, I'm meditating wrong. No, meditation is all about you becoming aware of that mental chatter, and as you work through your trauma, you will realise that, you know, your mind gets quieter and quieter. And as someone who used to have lots of inner critical voices, and now, you know, have found that kind of still voice within me, I can vouch for it. And the only way I got there was by working through my psychological and emotional trauma, and I'm not a fool. I know the only way I can stay here is by daily working through it as well. So this is why I say that recovery, lifelong management, personal development, whatever you want to call it, is a journey. It is not a destination. So symbolism of the full moon wants us to connect with the archetype of nurturing and intuition, and by, you know, inviting these esoteric insights into your routine and researching, you know, the symbolism of nurturing and intuition. So loving on yourself, self-care, positive self-care, not overindulging and calling it self-care, like, oh look, I'm doing self-care, I'm drinking all the drink I want to drink, and you know, I'm indulging all the food and I'm being reckless. No, that's not what healthy self-care is about. Providing yourself with the things that are nurturing yourself, so looking after your physical health, mental health and spiritual health, so we can empower ourselves to make psychological shifts, and this can lead to a more authentic expression of our emotions and our self-expression in general, and give us a clearer vision of our path ahead. And it can also increase our self-awareness and love, and strengthens our capacity to manifest our intentions as we move forward. So now I'm just going to talk a bit more about the rituals we can do. So again, as I said, we can set intention, whether we voice record them, write them down in a journal. We can create a sacred space. You know, some people do altars with candles and crystals and other symbolic representations, and whatever you choose, pictures, you know, tarot cards. But remember, these are just symbols. The real power to transform is within you, and you can do it without, you know, tarot, crystals and all of that. But at the beginning of our journeys, we need to use these things to, you know, focus us on things higher than ourselves, so we can reflect on our goals, our intentions, and write down what we wish to release and what we aspire to invite into our lives. Rituals such as burning paper and then releasing our intentions to the universe, or burying our intentions in the earth, can symbolize, you know, letting go, and placing our new intentions visible on an altar, or sticking it up in your home or somewhere personal to you, or as a sort of like sticky note on your phone screen, something like that, you know, whatever you want to do. Also, visualization, different form of meditation, breath work meditation, mindfulness meditation, mantra meditation, can amplify your focus at this time. And as you sit in stillness, as still as you can get, and envision the light of the moon, surrounding you and nurturing you and charging your intentions, this can be really empowering, and it can also strengthen your commitment to your goals, but also can create a deeper connection with the rhythms of nature, allowing you to align your personal growth with the universe cycles. And engaging in these rituals can give you significant healing and manifest positive changes in your life if you're willing to take those daily steps to change your life and that positive action overall, as well as forgiving yourself for all your mistakes and realizing failure is part of the journey as much as success. So ultimately, the full moon is about reflecting on your personal experiences and how they align with lunar cycles in general. Journaling your emotions can, reveal patterns in your life, such as some of you may feel a surge of creativity, or some of you may face emotional challenges or different things in between. And by identifying, these moments, these feelings, you can create a personal narrative that resonates with the full moon's energy, allowing you to recognize how it influences your life overall. Additionally, you can reflect on your relationship, the relationships you'll be having with yourself, or relationships in your life in general. Are they nurturing you, or are they taking away from your energy? What can you improve in your relationships? What can you improve in yourself to make sure that you create better and healthier relationships? Also, you could reflect on times where you felt really deeply connected to others and experienced an increase in intuition or connectedness, can provide insights into unique sort of like spiritual vibrations present at this time, and just give you a sense of warmth or clarity on what you need to do in your relationships. As I said earlier, some of you may decide to let go of relationships, So ultimately, embracing and reflecting during the full moon energy can create a sense of gratitude and awareness, love and acceptance and forgiveness, increasing your ability to use the energy of the full moon for intention setting and healing. And by actively engaging with your past experiences and thinking about your future and what you need to let go of in order to have the future you want, you can develop a richer connection to the full moon and moon cycles in general, and also just allow the full moon and its presence to serve as a guiding light in your life. So yeah, that's the end of this, and now I'm going to talk about this current full moon and how it's influencing us. So yeah. Okay, so this is a super full moon, and it's also the Hunter's moon that happens on the 17th of October in the first degree of Aries. So the term super moon in astrology refers to a full moon that appears larger and brighter than usual in the sky, and this is because the moon is at its closest point to Earth in its orbit. The supermoon is also known as perigee, and the combination of the moon's proximity, closeness to Earth, and the alignment of the Sun, Earth and Moon creates the illusion of a larger and more radiant full moon. So the term supermoon was coined by astrologer Richard Noel in 1979, and astrologically, supermoons have increased effects on emotions, tides and spiritual energies due to their increased gravitational pull that the full moon being closer to us has at this time, and this can lead to a bigger influence on human emotions and behaviour due to the moon's closer alignment with the Earth. So this full moon in October is also known as the Hunter's moon. So the Hunter's moon refers to the full moon that follows the harvest moon, and traditionally it was thought that it provided extra light for hunters to prepare for winter. Traditionally, it marked the time of the year where game was fattened and hunters could easily spot and hunt prey in preparation for the winter's months, as I said. And the hunter's full moon typically happens in October and is also known as the blood moon or the Sangaree moon. And the name Hunter's Moon has been passed down through generations and is deeply rooted in folklore and agricultural practices, and this signals a time of abundance and hunting opportunities for those relying on nature's reserves to survive. So the positives of a Hunter's Moon can bring us clarity and focus and increase intuition. It's a good time for manifestation, goal setting and releasing negativity. Negatively, it can make us sensitive emotionally and restless, and it can amplify conflicts, arguments and challenges, obstacles that can come up. So we just need to be aware and be mindful and be careful before we react and act right now. The best use of this energy includes meditation, connecting with nature, practicing gratitude and setting your intentions, as I said. So during the time of the super full moon in the first degree of Aries, the energy of Aries, which is the fire sign, is amplified, and this provides us with a much needed boost of vitality and courage, because Aries is a sign known for its boldness, assertiveness and passion, and under the influence of this moon we may feel a renewed sense of motivation and drive to go after our goals and dreams, and this energy can help us break free from any stagnation or hesitancy we may have been experiencing, and it empowers us to take courageous action and make positive and much needed changes in our life. It's time to embrace our inner warrior and fearlessly go after what we desire, trusting in our ability to conquer any challenges that come our way. We just need to watch out for being too pussy, not respecting other people's boundaries, and other people may disrespect our boundaries and stuff, or being reckless. Do not blow your whole house down unless that's what you really want to do in short. So practically, it shows us the importance of taking brave actions in our lives. It wants us to step outside of our comfort zone and push past our fears and seize the opportunities that come our way with confidence and determination. And by being proactive and courageous in our decision making, we can gather momentum towards our goals and manifest our dreams into reality. And taking brave actions not only pushes us forward but also instills a sense of empowerment and fulfillment, reminding us of our inner strength and capabilities. In terms of how it affects us worldly, it encourages people to be more independent, take leadership for their life and tap into their individuality and take charge of their own paths. It reminds us all to assert ourselves confidently but respectfully in all areas of our life, whether it be in our personal relationships, careers or social lives. And by embodying independence, we can stand tall in our values and beliefs, making decisions that align with our authentic selves. And additionally, by embracing leadership, taking charge of our lives, this allows us to inspire and influence others positively, and this can create a sense of empowerment not only within ourselves but also within our friends, family and communities. But we may get some resistance because we all know that people don't like when we change our personalities, so you may get some resistance, but remember, it's your life, and some of you believe in YOLO, that you only live once, or what I believe in, you're only going to live this life once, because I believe in reincarnation. So it's up to you to make sure you live this life accordingly to yourself, and you cannot please all the people all the time, unfortunately, so you might as well please yourself. Of course, be respectful for others and their needs if you're in intimate relationships and stuff, but some of you may decide that you want to let go of some friendships or some intimate relationships relationships, you know. And it just reminds us that through independence and leadership, we can transform our life and push ourselves towards growth and success on both the personal and collective levels, because allowing yourself to shine allows others to shine, you know. So financially, it wants us to invest in self-growth, and by allocating resource towards your personal development. For some of you it'd be money, for some of you it'd be time, you know, for some of you it'd be time, getting rid of certain habits so you can have more time to focus on improving yourself, you know. So some of you may decide to re-enter education, training or mentorship programs that can produce long-term benefits that extend beyond monetary gains, you know. By doing this, you can just improve your self-confidence, your esteem, your love, respect, you know, and awareness and acceptance as well. And by prioritizing in your own growth and skill development, you can not only increase your earning potential but also increase opportunities for advancement in your careers, and also your self-love, as I said, and respect. And by taking a proactive approach to self-improvement at the time of this new moon, so you don't need to go out there and start applying to jobs and getting skills, you know, right away. For some of you, you may want to do that. You can just write down what you want to manifest in your life and make a strategic plan of what action you want to take when it comes to the new moon, or when you feel ready to take that action, you know. As I said, some of you want to do it now, others you may want to put it off. And you know, by focusing on your self-improvement, this can lead to greater financial stability as you become more adept, you know, skillful at navigating challenges and seizing lucrative opportunities, especially in the ever-evolving, changing landscape of the economy. We've got a lot of talk, AI is going to take over our jobs, and that AI may, you know, take over some jobs if we learn to work with AI, just like we did with social media. That was alien to us about 20 years ago, you know. And yes, it has had some negative effects, but it's had some positive effects because it has allowed us to, you know, connect with people. A lot of people have found true love and romance, and yeah, of course, there's a million and one disaster stories, and you know, a lot of us are addicted to social media, and it's caused a lot of psychological, emotional and spiritual trauma. But there are positives. So you know, there's positives of, you know, cost of living crises and all of that. It can make us more resourceful and look at different ways that we can earn money. So some of you may invest in certification programs, building, plumbing, some other practical trades, carpentry, or typewriting, is that still a thing? Your laptop writing, I don't know, but yeah, this can increase your expertise and, you know, make you more competitive in the job market by, you know, getting the skills that you want to get, and this can lead to salary increases or promotions. And similarly, by dedicating time and resources to improving soft skills like communication or leadership, can open doors to new career prospects and networking opportunities. And remember, when you invest in yourself, the returns are limitless, and I can vouch for that, you know. Embracing continuous self-growth ensures that you remain adaptable and resilient in the face of financial uncertainties, and this can make way for more sustainable prosperity and abundance in the long run. So yeah, this hunter's moon, you know, it's the hunter's moon. Go hunting, go within yourself. What do you really want out of life? Go hunting for the skills that you need to improve your life. In terms of, you know, the social message, as I said, it wants us to have more courage. It wants us to embrace our unique qualities, talents and perspectives, and this can lead to a more diverse and innovative society. And by celebrating our differences and and promoting a culture of acceptance. We can create space where individuals feel empowered to express themselves authentically and go after their passions without fear of judgment or conformity. And by cultivating development courage within ourselves and others, it enables us to break free from limiting beliefs or societal expectations or expectations of our families, lovers, friends, etc., and allows us to take bold risks and go after what we really want, you know. And as we sort of like uplift each other and embrace our individuality and step out into our own power, we can contribute to a more vibrant and dynamic social fabric that thrives on diversity and authenticity. On the personal level, as mentioned, this is the time for you to embrace your inner strength and build resilience. Much like the woman rising out of the ocean, embracing the seal, as in the Sabian symbology, it encourages us to tap into our hidden potential and face challenges head on with courage and determination, and also face those hard truths. A lot of the time we stay in our comfort zone because to get out of them we may have to end a relationship, friendship, we may have to distance ourselves from our families, we may have to face our shadows, traits about ourselves that we don't like and we hide and stuff. It is not easy, but this Aries fire cardinal energy, I was just checking with myself there, pushes us. It's all about initiating, starting new things, breaking out, Psychologically, the symbolism of the seal, embracing the woman, suggests a sense of connection and support from unexpected sources. So for some of you, it's your divine power, your higher self, or some of you maybe someone from your past, or just someone in your world. Could be a boss, someone at a train station, bus station, in the supermarket, that just says something and just makes something click inside of you right now that makes you get a picture of what you need to let go of and what you need to do. It also, this full moon urges us to seek comfort in our relationships and solace in the bonds that we share with others, and it's a time to nurture your emotional well-being and the well-being of others and seek reassurance from those you care about. But again, those you care about may not be able to give you what you need right now. So, some of you, it's best for you to love on yourself, and if you are rejected or feel like, you say to someone you will change and they deflate you and set you back and say, no, that's a crap idea, or you could never do this and that, remember that you can do anything you put your mind to. And actions too, So from a spiritual, esoteric perspective, the image of the woman rising out of the ocean, feminine energy. So it's all about us getting in tune with our emotions, our spirituality, our psychological trauma and stuff, and confronting what we find there, so we can confront the issues, and we can sort of prepare ourselves for rebirth and transformation. And it invites us to explore our inner depths, release old patterns that no longer serve us, and embrace a new beginning with open arms. And because the Sabian symbology of the full moon carries messages of self-empowerment, connection and renewal, it's important to reflect on how these themes may manifest in your own life. For example, you may find yourself letting go of past hurts and embracing forgiveness, leading to a greater sense of inner peace and healing. And by using the energy of the super full hunter's moon in the first degree of Aries, channeling its strength and wisdom to navigate personal growth in difficult situations and spiritual and psychological evolution, it can really lead to a better way for you to be and improve your relationships. And so whatever you put your mind to at this time and your energy towards, it can manifest. And remember, it's a super moon as well, so it's really potent. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the karmic meanings, karmic lessons and past life memories and dreams that may surface at the time of this full moon. So the full moon in Aries encourages us to embrace our inner strength and courage, as I said, and reflecting on the past life memories and dreams that can come up at this time, which can all provide valuable insights into unresolved karmic lessons related to individuality, independence, self-discovery and emotional healing. Right now, you can have dreams, thoughts or experiences revolving around these themes that can offer clues about your relationships, your past choices in this or past lives, and patterns that are influencing your present circumstances. And as the energy of Aries invites you to take bold steps towards self-realization by paying attention to these recurring thoughts, dreams, nightmares for some of you, or strong intuitive feelings at this time, this can really help you, get clarity in the actions you need to take to move forward. Also, they can allow you to gain a deeper understanding of your soul's journey and your karmic purpose, and by embracing the symbolism of the woman rising from the ocean and allowing yourself to undergo a symbolic rebirth, shedding old emotional wounds and embracing a new sense of self, you can make changes with grace and pride. Just as the woman emerges from the depths of the sea, let go of past burdens and immerse yourself in the beauty of self-renewal. And the seal embracing the woman signifies protection and guidance from the universe, as mentioned, and this is just reassuring you that you are supported on your journey of transformation. And as you explore the depths of your subconscious mind, trust in the guidance that emerges from it. Your intuition can be a powerful tool that can lead you towards profound healing and self-discovery. Listen closely to the whispers of your soul during this time and embrace the lessons that come up from past experiences and use them as stepping stones towards a brighter future. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that happen at the time of this super full moon in the first degree of Aries on the 17th of October 2024. So firstly we have the moon making a bioquintal to Venus. So this is a harmonious energy that increases our interactions in relationship and our creative plans, and it's an ideal time to do creative things, whether it's singing, dancing, drawing, producing music, playing a piano, keyboard, I don't know, whatever it is you're into, or date nights, or self-love nights. If you're single, you can date yourself, and it also allows us to be more emotional, expressive, and connect with our emotions as well, which is really good. The moon and the sun also make a square to Mars, and this is separating at a 1.40 orb, but still strong enough. So this adds some tension and conflict, and it can bring challenges related to our assertiveness and aggression and impulsivity. As I said before, the Aries energy is impulsive enough, and Mars rules Aries, and the sun and the moon are both squaring it. So just again, just be mindful of aggressiveness and impulsiveness within yourself as well, and don't over-assert yourself. Assert yourself, but respect other people's right to do so as well. And it's important to be mindful of the fact that we can get aggressive and impulsive at this time to avoid unnecessary confrontations and arguments as well. The sun also makes a trine to Jupiter, 3.21, also separating, but it brings optimism, sense of abundance and growth, which is really good. So it allows us to be more generous, think in more expansive terms, get outside of our comfort zones and have more of a positive outlook on life, even if it's a bit crappy at the moment. It supports us being able to develop ourselves personally and to find success and more happiness. The sun's trine to Jupiter increases the energy of the full moon, offering us blessings and good outcomes in what we choose to let go of at this time. So a lot of energy supporting us. We've also got the moon making a semi-sextile to Uranus at a 1.50 applying orb. So this, Uranus always brings unpredictability, but also allows us to be more innovative, think outside of the box. And although it's a minor energy, it supports the theme of letting go and becoming new and transforming. We can have breakthroughs, unexpected shifts, we can have, plans broken or unexpected plans can be made, that we can meet good people who can help us, we can meet some not so good people that get in our way, but ultimately it wants us to embrace change, giving us the power to overcome obstacles and to work towards creating personal growth and evolution and exploring new possibilities. We can find ourselves more open to unconventional ideas and people and experiences, leading to exciting new beginnings and creative ventures for some of you. The Sun is also making a square to Pluto, so again this supports transformation. It's intense power. It can bring power struggles to our relationship, and with the Moon and the Sun square to Mars, we just need to watch out for those power tussles and struggles as well. It wants us to confront deep-seated issues and fears to facilitate profound inner healing and rebirth. And although this energy can be disruptive, it offers the opportunity for empowerment and transformation if we face it courageously. On the other hand, the Moon conjunct Chiron, it offers us a chance for deep emotional healing and self-discovery, and it prompts us to acknowledge our vulnerabilities and past wounds, and it allows us to release old pain and embrace self-acceptance, and it gives us a deeper sense of empathy and compassion towards ourselves and others. And the Sun also makes an opposition to Chiron, so this can make us feel vulnerable and inadequate, like we're not good enough, and you may be lacking in some skills, but if you're willing to develop them, you may be in a relationship that makes you feel like crap. If you're willing to let that go and heal from it, you can find someone that truly, nurtures you and loves you for who you are. But first you have to, nurture yourself and love yourself who you are. And, the inner and shadow work I talked about earlier can really help you get to the depths of you and, make you love the good in you, find the good in you, and love all your edges and shadows and your weaknesses and your strengths, and love every ounce of you, because if you're not, who is, So the Sun's opposition to Chiron, although a challenging aspect, encourages us to integrate, all of ourselves and our experiences into our sense of self with compassion and wisdom. It wants us to embrace our vulnerabilities as sources of strength and resilience rather than weaknesses, as I said, and not to be ashamed of our shadow and our weaknesses. And by acknowledging and integrating these wounded aspects of ourselves, we can cultivate greater self-compassion and authenticity in navigating our life's journey. So now I'm going to talk about the T-squares that are happening during the moon in the full moon in Aries. That's what I was saying. So we have the moon in Aries, Chiron in Pisces, and Mars in Gemini, and the Sun in Libra, and the midhaven in Virgo within a 40% orb. We've also got a T-square between the Sun in Libra, Pluto in Capricorn, and the moon in Aries within an 18% orb. And then we also got Pluto in Capricorn, the moon in Aries, and Mars in Gemini within a 13% orb. And then we've got Mars in Gemini, the Sun in Libra, and Pluto in Capricorn within a 24% orb as well. So quite a bit of T-square. So the alignment of the Sun in Libra, Pluto in Capricorn, and the Moon in Aries within an 18% orb intensely amplifies potential challenges related to power struggles and self-expression and emotional intensity. So we may feel emotionally hypersensitive, people can lash out, people may block you wanting to change. As I said earlier, there can be power struggles due to people wanting to inflict their wills on each other, but it wants us to, use these external conflicts to push our inner growth and transformation, although it brings a lot of intention. It wants us, although it brings a maelstrom and a lot of turbulence and challenges, it also brings growth opportunities as well, and it acts as a catalyst for inner transformation and evolution as we navigate these intense forces at play. And it wants us to embrace the turmoil as it holds the key to profound personal development and enlightenment. So It's a metaphor for life, really. Life brings us struggle, it's not always hard, but if we are willing to work with it, overcome it, and this is not to invalidate trauma or nothing like that, or not to hold people accountable. We can, but a lot of the time we may have known that people don't like to be held accountable, don't like to give closure and thing, or acknowledge what they've done, so a lot of the time we have to find this closure and accountability for our own actions and not seek accountability from others in a way, or not see, put too much weight on people taking accountability to define our sense of self-worth. This sense of self-worth needs to be cultivated and navigated within, because a lot of the time if we depend on external people, products, services, whatever for our self-worth, this can lead to disaster in the long run. So yeah, the second T-square involving the moon in Aries, Chiron in Pisces, Mars in Gemini, the Sun in Libra and the midheaven in Virgo, which brings a potent mix of emotions represented by the moon, healing represented by Chiron, action represented by Mars, and self-expression, which is represented by the Sun, and career, public image concerns, which is represented by the midheaven. So with the moon in Aries at the focal point of this T-square, there may be a heightened sense of emotional intensity, impulsive reactions, because Aries energy is fiery, assertive, and sometimes prone to quick tempers and rash decisions, and this can lead to challenges in handling emotions effectively, but also presents an opportunity for assertiveness and taking decisive action. Chiron in Pisces adds a layer of healing and spiritual growth, so this is good. This is what this full moon wants us to do anyway, so it can bring up past issues and deep-seated emotional sort of like issues that we need to heal right now. As I said earlier, it encourages us to confront our vulnerabilities and work towards inner healing and self-acceptance. Mars in Gemini brings a dynamic and energetic quality to this T-square, so it wants us to communicate, be mentally stimulated and adaptable in dealing with the challenges that can come up during this full moon. It also wants us to be flexible to what comes up and take a problem-solving approach rather than a problem amplifying approach there and acting crazy or reacting crazy to other people's crazy and stuff. It wants us to think of solutions rather than sort of like making problems worse at the moment. And the involvement of the Sun in Libra highlights themes of balance, harmony in relationships, and it pushes us to consider our connections with others, our sense of fairness and justice, and how we can diplomatically navigate tensions. The midheaven in Virgo brings attention to our ambitions and goals and public image, and the midheaven in Virgo wants us to focus on our career, our reputation, and how we present ourselves in the world. It invites us to pay attention to our professional responsibilities, self-improvement, and overall contribution to society. At the time of this full moon, there's also a grand cross between the moon in Aries, Mars in Gemini, the Sun in Libra, and Pluto in Capricorn. So the positives of this energy, it supports us with being motivated and assertive, especially with our communication skills and the need for personal development. What negatively adds to the power struggles and the need to have conflict for some of you, so we have to find balance and take time out walking away for some of you, not saying what you want to say because it can amplify. Sometimes pick your battles wisely. Sometimes we need to call people out, I know, but sometimes the best thing is to walk away, because emotions can run really high right now, and this can lead to impulsive actions or confrontations, but it also provides an opportunity for deep introspection and releasing pent-up emotions. So all in all, the super full moon in Aries under this grand cross encourages us to face our fears, embrace change, as I said, and go after what we want with courage and determination. And we may have to have it because there may be a lot of external chatter telling us no, we can't do it. For some of you, it may be best to move in silence. It's a song by Guts if you want to check it out, and sometimes it's just best to move in silence. So yeah, Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the Sabian degrees that are affecting this full moon and how they positively and negatively affect the full moon. So the moon is in the first degree of Aries, as I said, and the Sabian symbology is a woman has risen out of the ocean, a seal is embracing her, and this degree rules the cerebellum in the human body. The sun's in the first degree of Libra, which rules the vena pelvis in the human body. It also has the Sabian symbol, a butterfly made perfect by a dart through it. Uranus is in the third degree of Taurus, which rules the planets, the oral part of it in the human body, and the Sabian symbol is steps up to a lawn blooming clover. Pluto is in the sixth degree of Capricorn, which rules the right adductor muscle in the human body, and it has the Sabian symbol, a dark archway and 10 lobes at the bottom. Okay, so with the moon in the first degree of Aries, positively it supports our sense of renewal and empowerment. As I discussed, we can feel more connected to our emotions, and this can lead to an increase in creativity and intuition. As I said, it pushes us to have more courage and confidence and embrace our true self, but negatively we can feel overwhelmed and with the increased emotional sensitivity to things, and we can struggle with balancing our emotions, and we can experience mood swings and impulsive behaviour. The symbolism of the seal on the deeper level, and the woman, coming from the ocean being embraced, wants us to set emotional boundaries and have more discernment, using our judgment in relationships. A lot of the times what I've noticed is we rush into these relationships, meet someone, we think we're in love because we've got the blinkers on, we ignore the red flags 9 times out of 10. Don't get me wrong, I still believe in romance and stuff. I don't understand, but I really believe in romance. This is why I stay away from dodgy, relationships. But I think every relationship phase, we have to go through toxic relationships to outgrow them, and see that we deserve better. So it just wants us to have more judgment in our relationships. Are they really nurturing you? Are they really equal? Because Libra energy, the sun's in there, the balance. Are you taking too much? Is the other person in your relationship taking too much into a relationship? If you are in one, is there equal exchange of giving and receiving? And I don't want to go into money. It's not about money, because sometimes you may have a partner who goes back to work, but the other partner stays at home, maybe looks after children, watching relative and other things. It's all about, is there equal exchange, whatever that means to you in your relationship, and if not, how can you bring more balance into it? The sun's in the first degree of Libra, and the butterfly with a dart through it. So this is perfect imagery. I love the Sabian symbol, because butterflies, beautiful things, and it's got a dart through it, but it's still butterfly, and there's a lot of us, this is a metaphor for human life. I believe all humans are perfectly imperfect, and we've all experienced some form of trauma. Some people's trauma may be deeper than others, so we're all kind of like that butterfly with the dart through it, and it wants us to see that beauty and perfection can be achieved through challenges and hardships. The Libra energy brings balance and harmony and refinement to the emotional intensity of the full moon in Aries. It encourages us to find grace and elegance in navigating our emotions and relationships, and supports us in doing so. And with Uranus in the third degree of Taurus, controlling the phalanx, which is a crucial part of the oral cavity associated with communication and expression. And the Sabian symbol steps up to the lawn blooming with clover, brings a sense of growth and abundance, and this supports the idea that during the super full moon in Aries, there are opportunities for heightened communication, innovative ideas, getting outside of your comfort zone, and unexpected changes that can lead to positive transformations. But negatively, because of the erratic nature of Uranus, these disruptions and sudden shifts in plans can kind of just make us feel on edge. So just do your best to navigate any unexpected things that come up. Pluto in the 6th degree of Capricorn wants us to have more inner strength and power, and supports us in doing so. And the Sabian symbol, dark arts ray and 10 logs at the bottom, wants us to journey into the depths of our resilience and determination, and it wants us to confront our inner demons. As I said, Saturn inner work at the beginning, face our challenges head on and emerge stronger and empowered. And as I said earlier, the influence of Pluto just encourages our personal growth and overcoming obstacles, and sometimes Pluto takes away all our toys, the things that we want, and it can seem destructive, but I love Pluto's energy such as I love Saturn, because these are, show us where we need to grow, and we're here to grow, just like a seed in the ground that eventually turns into a flower, So now I'm just going to talk about, the physical and overall health implications, as well as more of the esoteric occult implications of the Sabian degrees. So in terms of health implications, the moon in the first degree of Aries wants us to pay attention to our cognitive well-being and emotional intelligence at this time, building it, continue to build in it, or start the work of building it into our life, and just doing things like maybe going for a walk, taking supplements, eating the right foods, getting enough sleep to get more mental clarity and emotional balance, so we can work more with our intuition. So the sun is in the first degree of Libra, and this is symbolised by the butterfly, made perfect by a dart through it, and this rules the renal pelvis in the human body, and this shows a need for more balance and harmony in our physical body, particularly in our kidney health and our fluid regulation. So it wants us to focus on detoxification, hydration, and maintaining equilibrium in our systems. So drinking more water, making sure you're up on your fluids, looking after your kidney health, researching foods that can help with your kidney health, and exercises that can help with it, and stuff like that. So from an esoteric perspective, the combination of the moon in Aries and the sun in Libra indicates a merging of feminine intuition and emotional depth with the need for balance and refinement, and also the masculine energy of taking energy to bring about the growth we want to see. And with Pluto in the 6th degree in Capricorn, which rules the right adductor muscle, it wants us to focus on our strength and stability, so doing core strengthening exercises, yoga, tai chi, to support our muscles. During this time in the coming month can be good as well. On the esoteric level, Pluto's presence in Capricorn wants us to go deep within ourselves, to the depths of our being, releasing old patterns and embracing inner strength. So that's the theme of this full moon. I like to pick out the themes as I go on and talk. The theme of this new full moon is to go within yourself and find your hidden talents and your self-love, acceptance and awareness. Uranus in the 3rd degree of Taurus wants us to pay attention to communication issues or throat related health concerns, or anything to do with our mouth or the digestive tract, and so looking after that, taking any supplements, eating food that promote throat health. So, by nourishing our throat chakra through receiving teas or practices that promote clear communication, we can really tap into what this energy is really wanting us to do right now. Esoterically, it wants us to embrace beginnings and opportunities. This is symbolising by the blooming clover and the lawn, and this can bring about a sense of self-awareness and intuition, pushing us to trust our instincts and take bold steps towards our growth. But a lot of the time we don't trust our instincts and we ignore them, and we can get lost in logic, and logic has its place, don't get me wrong. It's good for maths, research, sorting out technical stuff, driving on the roads and all the other good stuff, but sometimes it can get in the way of, because remember, the intellect loves knowledge, that's its thing, right? It likes to reason and think of different scenarios, and it can do this for hours and then years and then decades and then, keeping us in loop. And I know when you suffer with psychological and emotional mental illnesses, have been there, it can be hard to trust your intuition, because your intuition, that small stilled voice, can be described by all the other mental chatter. So again, don't feel put off because you can't trust your intuition, or sometimes it can be dangerous to trust your intuition when we are suffering and in our deep episodes of mental illness and stuff. Of course, get help to manage your conditions, or continue doing. Reach out to in the UK, we've got the Samaritans. If you are feeling, struggling with mental health right now, don't be ashamed of it. If you can't trust your intuition at this time, then trust in your ability to overcome and learn to manage your psychological and emotional and mental health, if you seek the tools to help you. And ultimately, this full moon inspires us to become more balanced within ourselves by looking after our physical, emotional and spiritual well-being. And it's a powerful time for self-reflection and personal growth, as it intensifies our energy and motivation towards achieving our goals. The super full hunter's moon in the first degree of Aries serves as a reminder to embrace our individuality, take charge of our lives, and use the fiery energy of Aries to push us towards reaching our goals. And in terms of the financial and social implications, that push us to reevaluate our material resources and relationships, and push us to make the necessary changes for our overall well-being and success. And we should use this transformative energy to set intentions, make bold moves, and navigate through this cosmic current with more grace and determination, self-love and respect, and just, going for what you really want to in life, and seeking out the tools that can improve your life as well. So now I'm just going to round up, finishing up by talking about the best things for creative professionals, entrepreneurs, alternative healers, lovers and singles, and self-partnered people to do at the time of this full moon. To creative and artists, this is a great time to draw inspiration from the depths of your emotions and subconscious mind, and dig deep into your inner world to create work that is not only visually captivating but also deeply meaningful, and can be really healing for you to work through your emotional struggles right now. Allowing the symbolism of the woman rising out of the ocean to sort of ignite your creativity and infuse your art with themes of rebirth, transformation and connection to the unseen realms. And if you don't paint, draw, make music, whatever your creative expression, you be creative at this time will be really good. Professionals and entrepreneurs can use this energy to tap into their inner strength and courage, rising above challenges and setbacks with grace and resilience, focusing on innovative solutions and taking bold actions, and trusting in your ability to navigate new uncharted waters and start new things, getting outside of your comfort zones. Alternative healers should use this energy to heal past wounds in themselves and their clients, and to facilitate transformative experiences for yourself and your clients as well. Connecting with the element of water for cleansing and rejuvenation can help you channel the nurturing energy of the seal to provide comfort and support in your healing sessions. For lovers, singles and self-partnered individuals, this full moon invites you to explore themes of emotional connection, self-love and authenticity in relationships. Embracing vulnerability like the woman emerging from the ocean. Allow your emotions to flow freely and communicate your needs and desires with more honesty and clarity. Use this time to deepen your emotional bonds, whether with a partner or yourself, and create a space for genuine connections built on trust and understanding. And just as the seal symbolises protection and companionship, in the same symbol, prioritise your nurturing and supportive connections with others, letting go of toxic connections and toxic ways of relating to yourself. indulge yourself a little with positive self-care that can uplift and inspire you on your journey of continue or starting the journey of self-love and self-discovery. So yeah, that's the end of this very in-depth analysis of the Four Hunters moon in the first degree of Aries on the 17th of October. I am Amani, your holistic, karmic, astrological life coach. Take care and see you next time.